Welcome to the Turd Nerds. We are the functional gastroenterology podcast discussing all things poop. Before we take the plunge into today's episode, let us tell you a bit about ourselves. I'm Dr. Rebecca Sand, a naturopathic physician and acupuncturist, and I specialize in all things gastroenterology, hormones, and fertility.
I'm Dr. Ami Kapadia, and I'm a medical doctor trained in family medicine and functional medicine with a special interest in gastrointestinal health, food and environmental allergies, and autoimmune disease.
And I'm Dr. Ilana Gurevich, a naturopathic physician and acupuncturist who is board certified in naturopathic gastroenterology. I specialize in inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, and other functional digestive disorders. Let's jump into today's episode.
The following discussion is for educational purposes only and not intended to diagnose or treat any diseases or conditions. Please consult your doctor before incorporating any of this information into your care. The information presented on this podcast is not medical advice.
Hey Turd Nerds, we are so happy to be here again, as always, with you.
The best episode ever.
This is going to be the best episode ever, which we might say every time.
I think we actually do. We're like 70-something episodes in.
But we just set the bar high.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be diving into colonoscopies. So get ready because we've got some really, really hot tips. We've all been through it.
I've had two.
Oh,
I've had more than two because of my disease.
Right.
But the reason why we're talking about this now is because I just crossed that milestone.
Yeah, so we've got a story coming from Dr. Gurevich that I cannot wait to hear. She wouldn't tell me, so we're all hearing it together.
I think Ami has heard it already pour on me. So I just crossed that milestone. I'm 45 and I treat GI conditions for a living. Colorectal cancers are a thing that happen that I see in my practice.
Yeah,
the minute it turned, I was like, I'm getting a colonoscopy. That's it. So I just did my first one in 20 something years. And the reason, how this episode started out is I was like, we should tell people how to eat after a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what I did didn't work. And, a colonoscopy cleans you the hell out, right?
Because you just didn't poop after.
It was like an opiate poop. It was the equivalent of me pooping out a tin can out my butt.
There's the can.
Okay. I was like, I have no idea. Fentanyl does not fentanyl. Sorry. What's the
like an anesthetic?
Propofol. Propofol does not slow down your GI tract. I just didn't know how to manage my magnesium after the colonoscopy, and then I waited too long and didn't manage my magnesium, and then you end up with it's terrible. I'm still in it. The worst.
Yeah,
but it's probably also microbiome change, right?
I'm sure it's a microbiome change. Yeah, and in fact, what I notice now is tools that work predictably are not necessarily working as well.
Yeah,
so I need to start tweaking my microbiome. Yeah, I've only been out a week.
Right.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about why we get colonoscopies, what our options are, why sometimes the scope is really worth it, and then we'll guide people through some tips and tricks.
Why don't we start with what are our options for screening for colorectal?
Yeah.
Well, and the age of screening too, right? Like it was 50 and above for a long time, unless you had family history and such, and now it's 45 and above.
And that just happened in the last 5 years because
it's 40 or sooner if you have risk factors.
Right. Now it's earlier with risk factors, but it used to be if you didn't have risk factors, it was 50.
And why did we change? Why did we change
because everyone's getting colon cancer.
Because colon cancer is on the rise like this. Yep. That is exactly why we changed it. It's significantly more dangerous.
Yeah. And Diet Coke doesn't cause it. I looked it up after our last episode. So we'll set the
correction for last episode.
Maybe don't dive into the Diet Coke for a lot of other reasons, but it's not linked. In fact, I think I saw a study that says it decreases relative to Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. But still don't drink Diet Coke.
Just don't.
Yeah.
Okay. What are our options?
So one, colorectal cancer is on the rise. It is tied to our standard diet. We do not eat enough fiber. We do eat too much meat. A lot of that meat is heavily processed with about lots of sulfates.
Processed foods in general.
All of those increase the risk of colorectal cancer. Yep. So much so that as the new standard, you have such higher risk getting colorectal cancer in your 40s that the new standard is at 45, you should get screened.
Yep.
Right.
Is your only option getting screened with a colonoscopy?
No.
What are our other options?
Cologuard.
Okay,
and fit test.
Okay, let's explain.
Fecal cold blood.
Let's explain those. Let's start with fecal occult blood. What do you do with that test? Do you guys know?
So that Is that basically like what we used to do with Hemocult, except
Yes.
you do it at home?
Yes.
With the
It's
stool
just
test
like
kit.
microscopic
Microscopic
blood,
blood.
Yeah, hidden blood.
but that could be a hemorrhoid.
It's an indirect marker of
An ulcer.
colorectal cancer, but it also could be a lot of other things
Yep.
like a hemorrhoid.
Yeah.
Right.
Or an ulcer.
If you are running fit tests, how often do you need to run them to make it effective?
That's annual.
That's,
that's
annual,
annual.
correct. What's the benefit of a fit test?
Easier.
You do it at home. You have a little broom wand thingy. You
Brush some
scrape your
on a
poop.
thing,
Yep.
nail it out.
The
Yep.
thing is, like, what are the chances that if you have a polyp and or an advanced adenoma that you're going to have blood in that one sample of stool?
I will
right?
tell you what the
Right.
likelihood is. So
It seems
when
Came prepared today.
Yeah.
so when we are talking about sensitivity and specificity,
Mhm.
right?
I love those words.
Yep. Specificity means you're going to get a false positive. How likely you're not, if you have colorectal cancer and it's a large invasive tumor,
Yep.
it's going to get found 95% of the time. But if you have something else,
Yeah.
74% of the time.
Yeah. So it might increase the
Oh,
need
it's still
for procedures.
74%?
74 for colorectal cancer, not for advanced adenomas.
Not for advanced adenomas.
Not for
Okay.
advanced
For
adenomas.
cancer.
So how do we define advanced adenoma versus colorectal cancer? An advanced adenoma is usually under 10 millimeters in size, and it's not cancerous, but it has the potential to become cancerous. And we'll talk about those stats in a minute.
Okay, so it's like a brewing bad guy.
It's a brewing thing that could go bad.
Yep.
Like under a centimeter or so.
If it's over a centimeter, it's more likely.
Which is quite small.
It's not that big.
Seems quite small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so a fit test. If a fit test is going to be accurate, it's only accurate if you do it every year.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to do. You
Yeah.
get a little kit, you wipe your stool. It's in the water, right? You don't have to go digging on it. You don't have to poop in a cup or anything. It's in the water. It wipes the stool. It finds blood. If there's blood, you get screened.
Yep.
If they don't find blood, great, we're done.
Yep.
But you have to do it every year.
Yeah.
You have to be on it. What's our next option?
The Cologuard.
Cologuard.
Right.
Yep.
This is a branded test. It is the only one on the market. I think it still has its patent. It is a mixture of a fit, right?
Mhm.
But it also has stool-based DNA. So it's a combo.
So it's
And
looking for cancer DNA.
It's
in your
looking
poop.
for cancer DNA in your poop.
Yep.
This one is a little bit more gross. You don't just have to, wand your
Yeah.
stool. You have to poop in a cup and then put that poop into a jar and mix that jar and put that jar into a different jar. And then, so it's a little bit gross. How often do you need to do a Cologuard for it to be accurate?
Is it
3
5?
years.
Oh,
3.
okay. 3 to 5?
3. Every 3 years.
Okay.
And the other thing that I will say is for Cologuards, they are they're becoming more sensitive. So the DNA
Cool.
portion of a Cologuard
Yeah.
is way more sensitive than it used to be.
Great.
And so if we're talking about efficacy, sensitivity, and specificity, Cologuard is 92% sensitive. Fit test was 74% sensitive.
Okay. For
For
cancer.
colorectal. Yep.
Okay.
The specificity is about 87%.
So that means the amount of times it's like nailing the cancer diagnosis.
Exactly.
versus other
Exactly.
things.
Because the other thing that a Cologuard does is it also finds advanced adenomas. A fit's not going to ever find an
Yeah.
advanced adenoma. It's just going to find a larger
Yeah,
invasive
that's
tumor.
helpful.
So
Yep.
Right?
Cologuard's pretty good.
Cologuard is actually quite good.
Yeah.
And I think that they're in the process right now of changing that 92% to 94%
For
for
which- the
detecting for the sensitivity for
For
colorectal
cancer?
for cancer.
Okay. And what was it for the adenomas again?
74.
In
Sorry,
the 70s.
the fit test. Oh, I need to look
For
that up.
Cologuard?
I need to look it up.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think that what Cologuard from my research on Cologuard is the Cologuard is likely to miss adenoma that's under 4 millimeters.
Which
Okay.
then you have time.
Then you have
right? If
time.
To let it grow into something more dangerous, which is why we do
Let's
it more
and
frequently.
we're going to talk in a minute about how often does that happen? How
Yeah.
often does it grow into something
Yeah.
more dangerous?
Right.
But so Cologuard is a very good option. Every 3 years, you have to collect your poop. If they find something, you're going to need a colonoscopy.
Right.
Yep.
The other change that has recently happened is if you need that colonoscopy, historically, in the past, that would have been a diagnostic colonoscopy, not a
Right,
screening.
right.
And so, screening colonoscopies are free right now.
Yeah.
Diagnostic colonoscopies are not.
Yep.
So if the Cologuard's positive, then it becomes a diagnostic.
No,
Oh,
as
okay.
of now,
Okay,
as of this
okay.
year, 2025,
Uh-huh.
if it comes back positive,
It's a screening.
still a screening
Okay.
colonoscopy.
How do you know these weird
How
facts?
Because we
does
met
that
with a
mean?
rep.
Okay.
Yeah, we
How'd
met with
they
a rep.
fix that?
Lots of lobbying, I'm sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great for patients because
Right.
otherwise it's like a
Totally.
downside of getting then they have to pay for the colonoscopy deductible or whatever.
Totally.
Yes. Okay, so then let's talk about colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Colonoscopies, sensitivity, 95 plus sensitive.
I just have to throw out there.
Uh-huh.
So I convinced my husband that he needs a PCP, right?
Okay.
Like a couple years ago.
Not a bad idea.
And I, of course, didn't go with him because he's an adult,
Oh.
right? So he goes in, he comes home, he's like scheduled for a colonoscopy. I'm like, what are you doing? Hadn't read about the changes yet. And he's like, I don't know, you told me to go in and get
I'm
a
doing what the
checkup."
doctor told me to do.
I love that.
Just like that colonoscopy. Now we have to go back
That's
again
great.
this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so then we have why do we do colonoscopies?
okay, sorry, sidetrack.
Sensitivity, 95%, specificity, 99%.
For
that.
colorectal cancer.
Love
For
those numbers.
colorectal
And obviously you're
cancer.
going to see the adenomas, but maybe not all of them. But
Because
you'll
you
see a lot of
actually
them.
get photos of the landscape. It's not just like what's coming out in your poop. You get photos of the landscape.
Although one of my friends who's a GI doctor said they push them to do so many scopes these days, and they presented data to their management like, look, the more scopes you make us do, we're missing more polyps.
Yeah, because they don't have time.
because of the volume
Yeah.
that they're making them
Fair.
do. You know,
I
but
will say-
Got
still,
a lot
it's
of
better.
colons.
One of
Yeah.
the hacks that I had is I scheduled the first in the morning appointment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
That's
I was
a
like
hot tip.
fresh. On
yeah.
what day of the week? Because I think about these things
on a
too.
Friday.
For
For
sure.
dental procedures, I want to
Or
get in
sweet.
when they're not hungry
That's-
before lunch.
Yes.
Not last of the day. Like
Yeah.
I think about all these things.
I was
okay,
like,
so what day?
I went on a Friday because that's my paperwork
Okay,
day.
okay.
And
They're
I
ready for the weekend.
Right, they're ready
Pretty
for the
good mood.
weekend. I'm the first one, and I had a great experience. The
Yeah.
clinic was very. I mean, it's a mill. You know, they're obviously
Yeah,
milling
they're doing
out
a lot of
colonoscopies, but
colonoscopies.
whatever. It was.
Which is
I
good.
was.
They've done a lot.
I was in at. I think my procedure was 7 something. I was home by 8:30. I was home before my kids woke up.
Amazing.
Great.
Yeah,
On
so that was my
drugs,
hack.
but, yep.
Okay, so personally, I am hearing the story about your husband, who you said to the primary care, and I think the primary care did a good.
Yeah, it's
I'm
great.
with them.
But I
Yeah.
was like, not at that point. I was like, what are you doing? You didn't even. Anyway.
Thank God we're doing this episode.
I said, don't get a PSA till we talk about it.
Yeah,
You need to know
PSAs are-
informed
yeah.
consent. Please
Yeah.
do not get a PSA without
That's
discussion.
Even though, let's be honest, that one's an easier one.
I mean, a lot of people. Anyway,
Yeah, but
that's
the
a whole
false
different.
positives on that are
I know,
insane.
but with
Yeah.
the former president, now everyone wants a PSA. They're
I
85.
know.
Anyway, well, it's
I've
for
had that
another
discussion
episode.
So many times.
Okay, so then why don't we talk about, before we talk about what we find, like the adenomas and all that, why don't we discuss how do you prep for a colonoscopy?
Right.
Because this is actually, surprisingly, this is a question, because I'm a naturopath, all my patients want a different, more natural prep option.
Which
Yeah.
there's not.
There isn't.
But
Yeah.
right. So there's
But there are
maybe
things
a
we can
better
do to
option.
help ease it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Frankly, the scope isn't bad. You get great drugs.
Right.
Good now.
Pretty quick.
The aftermath.
The prep is the
not
hard
bad.
part.
The prep sucks.
So what did the standard is the liquid with
So-
crystal light. What did they give us? I don't even
Okay,
remember.
so
You
they
can change
usually-
up the crystal light part.
They either give you a polyethanol glycol. That's the standard, which is
Polyethanol
go
glycol.
lightly.
which is Miralax. in a
Miralax,
high
yeah, and
dose
it's so-
form.
Just a
it
bomb
was-
of it.
Yeah, it's just
It was PEG plus
Yep.
Gatorade.
polyethylene. Okay, Gatorade.
Pel-
I was
yeah,
trying to remember
yeah,
what it
Poly-
was.
polyethanol
Crystal light.
So
plus
yeah.
Gatorade.
Okay.
So just so we're clear, people need to drink up to 4 liters or a gallon
Yep.
of this damn prep.
Okay.
Been there, done that. It's awful.
It's awful.
And
And
I
you're gonna
forget,
get
do they
so
give
sick
you,
of that
you mix
Gatorade.
it, right?
You
Something
mix
at
it.
home? Okay.
Yeah,
just so you're not doing the
Disgusting.
taste.
So it's not a disgusting.
I would so you can do clear, like non-red, non-blue dyed electrolyte drinks with it. So you can do like the natural Pedialytes or things
yeah.
like that. Change up your flavors. If you have the
Ugh.
1 gallon prep, like don't just get apple because you're gonna hate the taste of
Yeah.
apple by the end of this.
So
get
what do you
whatever
have your patients get, Rebecca? Some
Okay,
sort
wait,
of Pedialyte?
Like, so a natural electrolyte drink.
natural electrolyte drinks. You just can't have dyes in it.
Yeah, it can't be
especially
red
the
or
and the
purple.
blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the purple.
Okay.
So, but the nice thing about the PEG prep, as if there's a nice thing about the PEG prep, the nice thing about the PEG prep is you're not going to get electrolyte deficiencies, right? It's
Yeah.
not like, because
Osmotic laxative.
yeah, it's clearly an osmotic laxative,
Yeah,
but
it
it's not
is
going to,
osmotic.
because you're drinking the Gatorade with
Oh,
it, because
gotcha.
you're drinking
Okay.
electrolytes with
Yeah,
it, it's not going to F you up as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one. Second prep is a sodium sulfate or a magnesium based lower volume prep. This would be like Clenqueak or Prepopic or Plenview.
Do they offer those?
Yes.
Like, do they, when they call you, are they like, do you want this
Oh,
one or
okay,
this
right.
one?
That's a
or
great
do you
question.
have to ask about the magnesium? Is it, you said
So-
it's magnesium?
When they have a stock, right? Actually, when I was getting scheduled, she was like, "Do you have a preference?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want the pills." And we'll talk about the pills next.
Yeah.
But I think that they have a stock that they give that most insurances cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some insurances won't cover the pills.
Did you get cramping with the pills?
I didn't.
Great.
What the second
That's my
option was
worry.
magnesium, you
This
said?
was either a sodium sulfate or a
Sodium-
magnesium oxide sulfate based solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. The nice thing about this option is it's lower volume. It's only a liter.
Yeah.
But the
That's
bot,
so much more manageable.
yes, except for the fact that it is more likely to cause cramping and
Right.
it can go real fast.
Yeah.
And so you have more of a risk of electrolyte deficiency.
Yeah.
Also, you want to be careful a little bit with like elderly population with this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You know, kidney issues, liver issues,
Yeah.
heart
Are you
issues.
doing the 24 hours still, or is the time
Always,
shorter?
no,
Always. the
always. And
24?
you always have to do it twice. Yeah.
What remind me? Is it
2 preps.
so it's the day before and the morning of?
It's the day before and the morning of.
Right,
Yep. I
okay.
did mine. I didn't eat 2 nights before.
Yeah.
The first thing in the morning. And then like I did mine like at 8:00 at bedtime.
So you can't eat 2
So
nights
rough.
before the
That's
day
what,
before?
that's what I didn't want to wake up. My, I had to be there by 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
I didn't want to wake up at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, to do
And
this.
you can take it. I did the pills,
Oh, I
which we're going
see.
to get
So you
to.
just had a longer,
I-
a
yeah.
little bit longer.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was my preference.
Yeah.
Yikes.
The other thing that you can do is now there is an option for tablets,
Right.
Yeah.
which are magnesium, sodium, and potassium based tablets.
How much magnesium is in those? Do we know?
Enough to get you to go.
I mean, I would love to know that dose. Just
I
curiosity.
definitely know
I'll
it.
look up
I
after.
don't
Yeah,
have it
those
off the
would
top of my
be
head.
And that was
intense amount of
covered by your
magnesium.
insurance?
That was covered by my insurance. I think I mean I had to pay a copay.
Right.
So that prep is 12 pills. So you have to take 12 pills over the course of 20 minutes. So 1 pill
Oh my
every
God.
1 to 2 minutes with 16 ounces of fluid.
This was the morning before?
This was the day before
Okay.
and the evening the day before.
Okay.
So that you risk electrolyte deficiencies and dehydration.
Yes. So so you have to do the 12 pills over 20 minutes
Yep.
and then you have to drink they recommend water. I drank electrolytes.
Yep.
16 ounces 30 minutes later.
Yep.
And then 16 ounces another 30 minutes later.
What kind of
And that's it.
electrolytes did you do?
I use like one of the natural powders like LMNT or
okay.
IB Hydration or
Okay.
Noon.
Just watch
Okay.
the dyes.
Just
Is
watch
it
the
gonna-
dyes. It has to be white. It
Those
can't be
have, like,
red.
beet powders.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
You can't do anything
What
red.
about like turmeric? Because that's a dye in some of those too.
Not the ones that I used.
I wonder
Okay.
if the salt sticks would be a good one.
The salt stick is another one. Yep.
'Cause that's
And
a pill capsule.
LMNT has a lot of salt.
Yeah, it's
Element,
1,000
Element has a lot of
Yeah.
salt. But it's a powder and it might have the dyes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it tastes
Okay.
great though.
And
Yep.
so you do that. So I did that at like probably 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
It took like a couple hours to kick in. I just kind of laid around. Oh, if you're taking any of these, nausea is completely a very common side effect. One of the most useful tools, which is I think why I had such a good experience, was I took ondansetron or Zofran before I started my prep. Did I do that one wrong again?
Ondansetron.
Ondan-
Under the
ondan-
tongue dissolvable?
Yes, under the
Yeah.
tongue.
Did they offer that or did you ask?
I asked
Okay.
It's got the word dance in it. And
On-
Tron.
Ondansetron.
ondansetron. I really have a problem with. I never knew I was
But
You have the
mispronouncing.
confidence.
I do have the confidence.
That's what matters.
That's what somebody told me. So I used the Zofran before,
yeah.
and
That
that actually made the prep
constipates you.
way easy. What's that?
That constipates
Believe
you.
me, it had nothing against the prep. Nothing against the prep.
But the aftermath?
I mean,
I'm
maybe
so
that's why I
scared of
pooped out a
Zofran.
can.
Could be. Hard to know.
You know what I mean?
I don't remember having nausea when I did 2
I think the
preps in last
pills-
25 years. I didn't do the pills. Oh, the pills.
I think
cause
the
more
pills. I think the
nausea.
pills might cause
I had
more
the-
nausea.
I had the big, because sometimes they
Huh.
make you do the big fluid thing if you're super constipated.
Yeah,
You don't
and
get the
sometimes you have to do
choice.
both.
Yeah.
The pills and the liquid.
Yeah.
A double prep.
Yep. If you're really
If the first
constipated.
prep didn't work.
Blah.
But that
Yep.
would be like on a second go around, like, hey, well, you're
Not
canceling
necessarily.
the colonoscopy.
Like some people are. Like, one of the questions that they ask you when you show up is your stool clear? And if it's not,
then they'll send you home.
Yeah, you got to be pooping water.
and then that gastro,
And
and the
you
whole
have to
team gets
redo
15
the whole
minutes.
thing
Yep.
again.
Yep.
And reschedule it and take
Yeah.
another 2 days off
It's
work.
kind of frequent. My
Who has
patients
time for
mention it a
this?
lot.
It's-
Yeah.
That's always the
Your
question.
patients mention what?
that they have to be rescheduled because their poop wasn't
I mean,
clear
they
enough.
should at least have Saturday hours because we've got to. You got to take Thursday and Friday off
I
of
mean,
work.
You are not wrong about this. And I did take absolutely. I took and I was like, I tried to pop in on a couple meetings at work, like virtually.
While
with-
you were not eating for the whole
while
day?
I was not eating, and everybody was like, "Did you need to take the day off?" And I was like, "Yes, I needed. I
Yeah.
did not need to take the Friday off."
But after you could eat,
Right, I
and then
think-
you could probably. But you have to get off the propofol and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
propofol, I think it was about 2 hours.
I don't
yeah.
know if it's good to see
Ask the
patients.
people
after.
around
No.
you if it was really 2 hours.
That's a good point. That's a good. These are all good points. These are okay. So
I guess you could do it on a. Yeah. Anyway,
So
I'm trying to think
that's-
of the most cost-effective way if you're employed
That's
to
right.
get what day do you do it on? I guess
Yeah.
Monday. because then you do the prep Sunday. You
Yeah,
mess up your weekend.
that's true.
Did they
And
give you diphenhydramine before yours?
No.
I got a bunch of Benadryl.
Why?
They told me that they do it in people who are younger because they're more anxious.
Huh.
And I was.
Oh,
also
I was
woke
not.
up in mine.
Oh,
was fine.
that sounds terrible.
No, it's fine. You're so drugged. I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
Where am I?
my
They give you
husband
another
says
injection.
he came to pick me up, and he was like, "Oh, do you remember?" Because they were, I had the IV in my hand,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, they were taking off the little sticker, like the Tagamin or whatever, the tape,"
Yeah.
and I was like,
Tegaderm.
"Oh, Tagamin, that's it." And I was like, "Oh, can you put alcohol in there so it doesn't hurt as much?" And they were like, "No." And my husband was like, "Do you remember bossing around to the poor MA?" And I was like, "No, I don't remember bossing around the MA. I don't remember talking to the doctor."
It's so wild.
Yeah.
I've gone with a couple of my friends to colonoscopies, and it hilarious. Like some of the best moments of my life.
Because-
seeing them come out.
Yeah, because it's
The
they're so
stuff
drunk.
you
You do
say.
the pickup.
Yeah, I'm happy to do your pickup. It is like some of my favorite moments of all time.
Yeah,
Right, anyone need a ride home?
Yeah. You might show up on the internet later, but
So have any of your patients done it without the
yes, I have.
medication?
My dad did it
Oh,
without
right,
the
right.
medication.
What did he think?
And my mom was medicated. They went together.
Yeah.
And he, I mean,
so he could drive home?
so he could drive home.
no
And
medication.
no
go-
medication.
So he could go back to work that day?
I mean, I'll tell you what, he was like, there's no way I'd ever do the medication because my mom like went to bed and like lost a day. And he was like, okay, I'm going to go grocery shopping. I'm going to make some food. And
But how was the actual procedure without?
he meditates all the time.
So he meditated throughout
Yeah.
the procedure?
And I have multiple patients who have done non-sedation colonoscopies.
You do?
Lord.
Yes, I do.
They don't
Okay.
give anything.
They don't
I've
need
heard-
anything.
Well, I've heard that the doctor doesn't like it because it takes longer.
Yeah, I'm
Totally.
sure.
Not
But
even
you have
like a
less risk
benzo?
of perforation.
One of my patients is also another meditator, and she was like, "Yeah, they kept like trying to make small talk with me," and I was like, "You do you, let me do me." Like, get her done.
So do you have patients that aren't meditators that did it without any
I
medication?
only have like maybe 5 patients who have
Okay.
done it unmedicated.
Okay.
Also, you pass gas the whole time.
Oh my god!
So if you don't get medicated, be ready to just be
So
fighting up a storm.
I just want to tell a story.
and conscious for
How
that.
do you know that part?
Oh, okay. Wait. Let me tell my
I think
story.
I've
Let me tell my
observed
story.
them.
Oh, I don't.
I-
think I don't remember. when
I observed one.
Yeah.
So when
I'm sure I
I was
observed
in
that,
naturopathic school, my professor was like, "Yeah, I go and observe colonoscopy." So I reached out to my gastro from my childhood, and I said,
Yeah.
"Can I observe a colonoscopy?" Right? This
Yeah.
is I knew I wanted to do GI. That's all
Yeah.
I care about. And so she found a patient. They consented to me being there. It was a very small room. Like
That's it.
it was a very small room.
Too
It's
small for that
dark.
amount of gas.
And there is like 4 or 5 people in there. There's
Uh-huh.
the anesthetist. There is the gastro.
Yeah.
There is the nurse or the MA or whatever.
Yeah.
And the tube is going in and out.
That's right. That's right.
And so what did I do? I fainted. I fainted. And my poor
Oh,
gastro
God.
was like, get an IV in her. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Because of the gas?
I am not a procedures person.
Ah.
That you do not want me doing your procedures. You don't want me in the room with your
What do you thi-
procedures.
But
You
it
want me
was the
reading those
farting
damn reports.
specifically?
I think it was all of it.
Yeah.
I think it was all of it.
Fluorescent lights.
But it was really
fog
dark
of
in there
It's
because
kind of
propane.
hot.
they have to see the camera. So it's really dark in the room.
You got hotboxed.
Yeah, it was not worth it. Don't have me do your procedures. Okay, so you get a colonoscopy. You've done your prep. You've survived your prep. You have the propofol. Next thing is
Wait.
Okay.
Most important thing about the prep.
Mhm.
Get some Vaseline. Every time you poop
That's a good point.
during that prep, apply Vaseline to the rectum. Just donate a thing of Vaseline to the cause because it's going to be raw by the end of it.
Very true.
And then they shove a tube up it.
That's very
so
true.
use that
I don't
Vaseline,
remember
protect the
any of these.
tissue.
Maybe because I was too young to have these issues.
Ugh.
Why were you getting colonoscopy so young?
I've had 2. The first one was around 22, 24. The last one was about in the last 10 years, but I don't remember any of these complications. I guess I was still young.
You're built
Next
differently
time-
than we are.
Next
Yeah,
time,
I mean-
I'll be prepared.
You have a pretty
I'm
pretty
gonna expect to
intact
have all of these
digestive
issues.
tract. I mean, we've got you.
Maybe I'll do Cologuard.
I think. I mean, I don't know why.
I might do Cologuard till 50.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this. I don't have
I
this
mean,
number of
honestly,
days
that
to take
these
off.
are the benefits
Yeah,
of doing some of the
do it
new,
at
very
Cologuard.
sensitive, very specific screening tools.
Totally.
Anyway,
okay.
if you do get the colonoscopy, you get through. We're talking about what
Yes.
to eat
So
after.
no, we're talking about
Okay.
what the report. So you're going to get some
Oh, something
information
most
about what
more
they
important
found,
than the food,
right?
Okay.
What are they going to find? What do they find on mine? A whole lot of nothing. A couple of hemorrhoids, not even diverticuli. I am clean on the inside. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My naturopathic lifestyle is paying
a
off.
very healthy diet.
I eat a lot of vegetables. I prefer
Yeah.
I mean, I live in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
You cannot get better vegetables than
Yeah.
we have right here.
Is that true?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. As somebody who biked through the middle of the country, oh my God, yes.
I haven't spent a lot of time in the middle of the country. I try to stick
the
to
middle of the
We have
country.
really good soil. I'll
The-
say that. Our
Do we?
volcanic soil. Yeah.
The middle of the country has such stunning, beautiful
But not good
geography.
vegetables?
But most vegetables for our country comes from California, and we're like less than 100 miles
That's
from
true.
them. You know?
Yeah.
Okay,
True.
so there's vegetables.
Okay.
So what did I have? I had nothing. They found nothing. So they said, come back in 10 years. The likelihood of me developing something is not very high.
In 10 years.
In the next 10 years,
Right.
Yeah.
something might form in 10 years, but something forming going from nothing to something in 10 years is
That's
not
bad
likely to
enough
happen
by then. Right.
because that's not so.
It takes time to grow.
It takes time to grow.
Yeah.
So when we're designating what can grow, we're looking at either an adenoma or a colorectal cancer. Adenoma is a small tubular adenoma,
Mhm.
less than a centimeter,
Mhm.
less than 10 mils.
So what's the difference between an adenoma and a polyp? Because most patients hear polyps.
Polyps are adenomas.
I think
It's
the
just
same.
degree of
Like how big
dysfunction.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll get a benign polyp
Mhm.
or an adenoma.
Well, you can have a hyperplastic polyp,
Yeah.
which is basically nothing.
Yep.
Or you can get the more concerning tubular
And
villus,
then it gets a
tubulovillus
fancy name
adenoma.
like adenoma. Yep.
So if they find a small tubular adenoma, less than a centimeter, the likelihood of it developing colorectal cancer in 10 years is less than 1%,
Great.
right? If they find an adenoma that's larger
Mhm.
than 1 centimeter or 10 mils, you have a 5 to 10% chance of it developing into colorectal cancer
So they
in
get
10
you in
years.
sooner.
So they're going to see you sooner. If they find an advanced adenoma, that's going to be the hyperplastic.
No,
You've got-
not hyperplastic.
That's going to be serrated. That's going to be 10 to 25%,
So 3 years.
3 years.
Okay.
And then if they find multiple advanced adenomas, that's going to be 30+% likelihood of them finding something that it's converting to colorectal cancer.
So you going in a year?
So, okay, so small hyperplastic, that's not very likely. Usually they find those in the rectum or the sigmoid.
Yeah.
They're still going to recommend 10 years.
Yeah,
it's
the
under
one with
10.
nothing.
Boring.
It's not going to grow very quickly.
Yep.
If they find multiple less than 10 millimeter or less than 1 centimeter tubular adenomas, that does increase your risk
Yeah.
because now you're sprouting them a little bit.
Yeah, you grow stuff.
They're going to usually recommend 7 years, but if they're very, very small, you just got lucky and they'll recommend 10 years. If they find multiple with high grade dysplasia features, they're going to say 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's the high grade dysplasia like features that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then if they find bigger ones, like over 10 mils, over
Yeah.
1 centimeter, they're going to again recommend less than 3 years, if not sooner.
And is it correct that if they find anything, you're not a candidate for Cologuard anymore?
I believe that is correct.
So you just get shunted to scopes.
I don't trust me on that. Actually, I don't know.
I mean, there's some
Yeah.
level
I
in
would
there you
think
have to just get
that
scoped.
you can't go back to.
Yeah, you have to monitor growths and stuff.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the last thing that you really don't want them to find is something that's called a sessile serrated adenoma. Sessile, like, I think of it like a seesaw or like a saw, it like these are spiky, these are abnormal cells. That's a lot more higher risk. That has a
Yeah.
higher risk of turning into cancer
Yep.
within 10 years. They want you back usually 3 years.
Yep.
So sessile serrated has more likelihood. And I have done this long enough where I have patients coming back with sessile serrated adenomas and then they redo in 3 years and nothing has grown. They had a bad stint where
Yeah.
something was happening. Their
Yep.
microbiome was off. Their mucous membrane was not doing great. And then they came back in 3 years and it was fine. They got a 7-year designation.
Yep.
Your designation comes down to what they found.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if they find colorectal cancer, then you start that trajectory.
Yeah, but man, if you find it earlier,
Treatable
you
fully.
get your life
Yeah.
back. So
Colorectal cancer is generally speaking, a very slow growing cancer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's why screening is so effective for this in particular. It's if you find it, it's not going to grow fast.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have to be looking for it.
right at the right age.
And the other thing I will say is, talking about time, like it was a little bit of a magical window where I just like,
you can't do anything else.
I laid around.
Yeah.
And I never watched movies.
Right.
Just laid around and watched movies
These
and
are
pooped.
American vacations.
I mean, kind of.
That is what this is. We have to get a
Your
tube shoved
colonoscopy.
somewhere or cut into somewhere. That is how
Maybe they
Americans
should have
take
destination
vacations.
colonoscopies.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, wow.
I am positive they have destination colonoscopies.
Then you can take 2
Thailand,
days.
Croatia.
I'm not
Wow.
going there a lot. I'm talking about Honolulu or
Oh,
something.
yeah, that's
That's a
American
great
medical
idea.
system.
Yeah, if you're going to be doing it.
Okay, so now you have your colonoscopy, you
Yeah.
get your results, you can go eat. What are you going to eat?
But you're
Pho.
constipated.
Okay, so tell us.
We went, after my husband's, we went for pho. So he was asking if we're going to be doing that again this time after the repeat.
He deserves some pho.
I don't think he had this can issue with pooping after.
I mean, I think my problem was I tend to be. I mean, everybody knows I tend to be constipated to start with.
We wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
I take magnesium, but when I took magnesium right after the prep, it was too much.
Yeah.
So then I didn't hop on my magnesium soon enough, but then it was too late.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And so now, I'm a week out. I'm just fine. It took 3 to 4 days to have that first bowel movement. It takes 3 days to build up the stool.
Would you think about suppositories for folks?
Like Listerine suppositories?
Any
Yeah.
suppositories?
Yeah, I don't see
Stool
why not.
softener suppositories.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I was
think
surprised.
things that happen here are you might be fluid deficient depending on the prep.
You
might
are
be
for
electrolyte
sure.
You
Deficient.
didn't probably move for a day or two.
I didn't.
And,
Right.
as we know with the whole digestive tract, if it slows down for any reason, it just learns to kind of slow down. So I talk about prokinetics with people,
Yep.
even if it's just adding some ginger to your broth
Mhm.
to kind of get the tube back, because otherwise it stagnates, it dries
Yep.
out even more, and you end up with
Yeah.
canned poops.
Yep. I mean, and canned poops, they suck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like postpartum poops.
PSA, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No
like
joke.
postpartum poops. That's
No
exactly
joke.
what it reminded me of.
Yep.
So that is okay. So I think pho. I think soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broth,
Hot
Broth,
electrolytes,
yep.
just
Soups,
down
broth.
in the
And
water.
then low fermentation food. Like
Yeah.
you do not want a very high fiber diet.
You want fiber,
Right after.
just not the fermentable.
and just not a lot of it.
Like
So
cook,
what kind of fiber?
cook vegetables
Yeah.
to oblivion. Put it in a broth.
Like a pho.
Congee.
Yeah.
Congee's
congee.
great.
Oh my god, congee's my favorite
Yeah.
food.
Do
So
you,
nourishing.
so you don't do fermented foods at all?
So I think by day 2, I want my ferments back. One of
Yeah.
the things that I did is I use Good Belly. I use some of those probiotic drinks
Yep. Get the liquids
during
with
my
it.
prep. During
Is
my
that the
prep.
yogurt drink?
No, it can't be a yogurt. You
What's
can't
the
have any
Good
yogurt.
Belly?
It's like water kefir.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I use probiotic drinks while I was doing my prep to try, because we know as a fact, they have data that has explained that when you have a colonoscopy, it drastically changes your microbiome.
It wipes it out.
Sometimes for the better,
Yeah.
but not always. So I was like, wait, how am I going to minimize this? So I did a bunch of water kefir basically
Yeah.
to try to minimize it. I used, we had Dr. Andrea Macbeth on the podcast a while ago. I used Thana afterwards. I'm still on it now just to try to
Yeah.
regain that communication of my microbes. I weigh up my probiotics.
Yep.
All of that did not prevent my tin can poop.
Maybe
But
it
you
was a-
stopped your magnesium citrate.
I think I stopped my magnesium citrate.
and maybe it was the anti-nausea medication.
And it could have been the anti-nausea medication. I do not regret taking it, but it could have been.
Yeah, that stuff's rough.
Yeah.
That slows the tube. big
Yeah.
time.
And
So
the other thing is I will say is if you do the pills, like I did the pills, take the Zofran and like 5 to 10 minutes later, start taking the pills
Or take your chances.
or take your
See what
chances.
happens.
you could do ginger tea, yeah?
Yeah.
During the
Yeah.
prep.
You can do any teas
Try
as long
that.
as it's clear.
Yeah.
Peppermint.
Yep.
I know, I can remember when I did my colonoscopies when I was younger with Crohn's. I know that I could, like, there was a certain prep that I did way back, 20 plus something years ago
Yeah.
that tasted like a Zima. A Zima was an alcoholic beverage that was available back then. And after that, I couldn't drink Zimas anymore.
So
So
you
I
didn't want to associate.
I didn't
the
want to
ginger.
pull any
Yeah.
of the things that work
Yeah.
to associate with it. Like I never take Zofran.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I was like, yeah, let me take Zofran.
Yeah.
Mine just tastes like Miralax, but I had spent decades taking Miralax already. Like I
Ugh.
already hated the taste of Miralax.
Yeah.
And then I had to spend a day with Miralax, and I was just like, this is the worst day of
Yeah.
my life. Plus, you feel like crap.
Yeah.
I recommend to my patients, just get like a movie marathon ready, or like
That's what I did.
shows you're really looking forward to,
Yeah.
or like something to watch that like you only get to do when you get to colonoscopy prep day. 'cause-
Once every 3 to 10 years.
yeah, like save up,
I mean, I watched
Something.
Top Chef,
Yeah,
which ironically, because I couldn't eat and food actually
Totally.
seemed very unappealing to me.
yeah,
But I watched like almost the entire season
I love that
of the
yeah.
latest Top Chef.
Oh yeah, you can make some progress.
Yeah.
On a show.
And have I finished the season? No, because I don't have any time.
Next time you get a
10
colonoscopy,
years.
10 years from now,
Which
I'm gonna have a
might
lot
be
of
in
Top
Hawaii.
Chef to catch up on.
Yeah.
Anything
All
else
right.
that we get your colonoscopies, or don't get your screening.
Yeah, get your
Yeah.
screening.
Get your screening.
Yeah.
I see colorectal cancer
yeah.
like more than you'd ever expect
In young people.
in young
it's no
people.
Joke. Yeah. Yeah. We
Get
need to be
screened. We have lots of options now.
I know.
Get
They're not
one of
cost.
them.
They're
Yeah.
covered by insurance as a screening tool.
Yep.
Don't wait.
Right.
Don't wait, and use our tips and tricks to make it less
Yes.
bad. It's just the prep and the poop after.
Yeah.
But if you're smart about it, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get some fun drugs in the meantime.
And you get to watch a series of something you've been saving up for.
That's
Don't try to work.
Don't worry.
Good luck.
Okay.
Oh,
Thanks,
great
Turds.
See ya.
episode.
Okay. Thanks for joining us today. Stay tuned. We release episodes every 2 weeks.
If you like this episode, please subscribe and don't forget to rate and review us to help spread the Turd Nerd word.